A good Monday afternoon. I'm just sitting here relaxing and realize, oh, I haven't done my devotion yet today. The people you see in the photos behind me or the paintings are my great grandparents on my mother's side. So, but I'm not going to talk about them. They just happen to be on the wall. I'm going to talk about gifts, abilities that we have been given. Sometimes we think we have a gift that we want to use, but really, it's not the gift that we are the best at. For example, I've been listening to the football practice across the way. You can hear the whistle and you can hear the kids and the coach shouting encouragement and instructions to the kids. I'm thinking back to the days when I played football. Well, going all the way back to seventh grade, I thought I was going to be a great end or a wide receiver. I was going to be a glory boy and catch all those passes and score all those touchdowns. Problem was, I wasn't the fastest person, and I didn't have the best hands. So that's speed and hands are kind of nice to have if you're going to be a receiver. The coach took one look at me and said, "You need to be a lineman." And I thought, okay, well, I started out as an offensive tackle, and that's what I stayed from seventh grade through my senior year. I did a short stint at guard because they needed a guard, so I filled in. But I had gifts at being an offensive tackle, and I was pretty good at it. And then on defense, I either played defensive tackle or nose guard. I was really good at that. And the coach said, "Hey, we're kind of heavy at the tackle position and nose guard for defense. Let's put you at a defensive end so you have a better opportunity to play." I wasn't very good at defensive end. It just wasn't my position. What are our gifts that God has given us? What are we good at? Sometimes we don't like to use what we're good at, and we want to try to do things that we're not so good at. That's not all bad. We need to grow. We need to stretch ourselves. But God has given us particular gifts to use. Some of us may be very good at speaking, or some may be great musicians or organizers or great with finances. Maybe you are a good listener and are great at visiting people. Maybe you're great at working with children or middle school kids or high school or the elderly. What are the gifts that God has given you? And how can we use them? How can we hone them and sharpen them and do the best with what God has given us? That is a challenge. And many times people will see the gifts that we have, which we don't see. You just never know where God is going to lead you, what God is going to ask you to do. But there is one thing that we can be sure, that God will equip us to carry out the mission that He sends us upon. It may not always be successful in our eyes, but God's word never returns empty. God is at work. God has called us. God has equipped us. God has empowered us. And God walks with us as He sends us forth to do His work with our hands. Have a blessed day.